Hello everybody. So I am transforming myself into Gandalf, who apparently is on laundry day because for the life of me I cannot find anything on eBay, Amazon, or Temu that is considered even a great cloak. This is what I found on Temu. I look more like somebody from Assassin's Creed. Pretty cool though. I would not mind wearing this out in public. But it is going to be over 90 out there, and honestly, do you want me to die? Alrighty, so I'm just going to put on a wig right now, just the wig right now, and the hat, just to see how that looks. And I accidentally, slapped my eye with this thing. Anybody else does that when they're putting on the caps? Alright, so we got the wig going on. So, I wish this was a little bit longer, yeah. But, I mean, this is what you get when you get stuff off of Temu. I mean, I guess this is how I'd look like as a hedge witch.
Come to me, my precious.
I'm definitely gonna use this as a Grammy Adams in the, wig in the future. No fur, the beard in the house. And here we... Oh, I think I might need to trim this a bit. Oh Lord, I am a foxy grandpa or foxy Gandalf, but you know what, it kind of, his hair does kind of look a lot like this, so I never thought I'd have to actually trim my mustache hair someday, but I figured I'd have to at least wait till I was 50 for that. But yeah, here we are.
World is not in your books or maps. It is out there. So what do?
We buy coffee. Let's go to the bookstore and buy more books.
That's right.
Gandalf, what about the books we own? You don't need more books.
Just like you don't need second breakfast. No one needs your negativity, piddly talk. Now where is Shadowfax?
Oh, Mary took him.
4.
11 says. But here, you can use mine.
Come, Stickles. Show us the meaning of haste. Well done. Don't tell Pippin.
It says speak friend and enter.
There you go. Fantasy section is this way.
Pretty sure this is romance.
I have no memory of this place. It gets lonely up in the tower. Dungeons and Dragons. This man's treasure and dragons? Back in my day, we had to go through 300 scrolls to get all this information.
Have you seen Jameson?
Find the halfling! Others. Memories of my past life.
Hello, folks. So we just got back from Barnes & Noble, and I know my library is very overcrowded with books, but I have a feeling a lot of you people back at home have a lot of libraries that look like this. Just running out of shelf space, you know? It was quite an adventure. So I ended up taking off my outfit and just putting on a dress because we needed to go out. We needed to go eat first. We went to Steak and Shake, had our food, and this would be my luck, right? A group of Mormons, like Mormon young men, sit right next to us as we're eating. I'm just like, of all people to sit right next to us, it just had to be a group of Mormons. Gentlemen, I mean, when we walked in, 2 of them held the door for us, and I was just like, thanks, and they're like, my pleasure, or something. Already, I was feeling the embarrassment, and I was like, well, if they're gonna ask me what I'm doing or something, I gotta say something, so... Uh-huh. Excuse me. Does anyone ever sit down with you and talk to you about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Oh yeah, that guy. No thanks. I'm actually on my way to the park to sacrifice some baby goats in exchange for eternal power. So, I'll pass. Thanks for the invite, though. Toodles! So after I finished eating, I was just like feeling the embarrassment come in, and I was like, am I really gonna do this right now? Okay, so I go get dressed. What's up? Sorry, I was interrupted by my 3-year-old. So, I go get dressed. Come back out.
I get dressed.
Yes. Come out. They don't say anything, which is... But I did get some looks, though. Because, I mean, here was a group of guys wearing nothing but white, and I think it said the Church of Christ.
Happy.
And here I was wearing my dark cloak, but that did not happen, so... So, as we make the first part of the film in the entrance, there's a cute little family that comes out, and the dad was a little Asian. He looks up and goes, "What the?" Okay. Then we go inside, and, you know, most people in Barnes & Noble are introverts, like myself. So we just made eye contact, and they tried not to laugh, and I could see they were trying so hard not to laugh. I wasn't gonna be offended. I dressed up like this to make people laugh, so I kind of just was like, hey. Some unknown reason, that Barnes & Noble, their AC is either not working or it sucks, so it was so hot. So mix in with me blushing from my embarrassment to that I was just so ready to get out of that costume. For the most part, people kind of just like looked at us and just kept going on with their day, and we did have some girls come up to us, and they were so cute. They were pardon me. This girl said, "I really love your costume, by the way. Can I take a picture with you?" And I said, "Yes, of course." So I just stood there, and I'm like, you know, just posing. And I was like, hey, you know, even Gandalf needs to go buy books. And there was this lady behind there that started laughing, and, you know, it made me feel good. That just made my day, because, you know, I do this because I want to make people laugh, and I had a lot of fun doing that, but I did get really, really freaking hot, and just my luck, the bathroom was closed there. So I got dressed in our hot car, and yeah, that was quite an adventure. It was fun to do. It was fun to do. Actually in my full costume right now, and I am contemplating my life right now. It's also very freaking hot. There's people walking in and out, and I just am trying to find a time to actually film. And people are avoiding eye contact with me, you know.
I saw it rang as it was drawn.
The most epic part of this movie.
Then Nelly heard of all sounds in that hour with the stitches. It seemed that Delhan laughed, and the clear voice was like the ring of steel.
But no living man am I. You look upon a woman. Eowyn I am, Eowyn's daughter. You stand between me and all his kin. Speak on. You be not.
Hello everybody, it's been a hot minute, so I just wanted to go ahead and do the Lord of the Rings Part 2 reading vlog. So it has taken me a couple months to just finish this video, and it's just because we kind of had a late summer vacation, I guess you can say. We went to Michigan in August, and then right now, today is September 15th or 16th, and we just came back from a trip to Virginia where we celebrated one of my cousin's weddings, my cousin Nick's wedding, which, by the way, congratulations to Nick and Emily Geehan. It was a beautiful wedding. And so I did finish The Return of the King about a couple months ago, and surprisingly there was definitely a lot that happened in the book that didn't show in the movie, but of course that's obviously because they could only fit in so much in the movie. Probably the biggest sucker, or one of the things that like they didn't, that Percy Jackson one of the things that Peter Jackson didn't include in the movie was when last battle of the Lord of the Rings, you know, it's basically waiting on Frodo and Sam to finally get rid of the ring, because at this point it's, you know, Sauron's armies are just so strong, and they know at this point that like it's the turning point of the war, and they are relying on Sam and Frodo to destroy the ring. And they don't know what's going on. The last thing I think they heard was from Faramir, where he said that Faramir, where he said he released the two hobbits and Gollum or something, I think. And so they're all lined up for battle, right, in the last battle for Middle Earth. And when they reach the gate, apparently one of the biggest generals comes out, and he tells them, you know, basically give in, you know, there's no point, like there's no way you could win this war. And he also said, we have your hobbit and we have the ring now, and there's no way you could win. And of course they say, oh, there's how like, and then Gandalf asks, like, how can we know you're telling the truth? You could be lying. And then then he throws them, like, I think it was like Frodo or Sam's like vest, you know, that that vest that Bilbo gives him, and I think like one of Sam's swords or something. And that was like, they pretend not to show their, their worry, because here they have like evidence that they were there. But then he was like, why don't you show us them? And they're like, well, we have their stuff, basically. And at that point, they were really disheartened, and Gandalf just said, how do we know this isn't just a trick? And basically he was like, no, we're not gonna give in. But it's just like that huge part. It's like, wow, there was like a point went off to war before Aragorn says for Frodo that they were like initially like could have lost all hope. I mean, I would have thought, if that were me and they like gave me that stuff, I would have said, okay, guess Sauron won. Who that sucks. It's like one of the biggest parts in the book. I think another part that was kind of one of my favorites was how Faramir and Eowyn developed a relationship together. You don't really see that in the movie, but in the book, they basically are recovering from battle wounds together, and Faramir can tell that Eowyn is really in love with Aragorn, and she's just restless and she wants to go back in battle even though she physically can't. And so he just asked her to keep him company, and they could talk together, and that's what basically they do. And then he like eventually admits his feelings for her, and then she eventually does fall for him. And I thought that was pretty neat. Oh, and also like one of the biggest parts too is towards the end when they won Middle Earth. When they won the Battle of Middle Earth, everybody like basically started going home, right? So when the hobbits returned back to Hobbiton, everything is changed, everything is different. Unlike in the movie, it looks like nothing was changed, not really, or like they weren't really affected by what happened, but when they got back, everything was just different, and basically like some evil men took over Hobbiton, and they just basically destroyed most of it. And it was so sad and hard to read. And like the men, like they had like different like stations around the Shire, and they basically had to beat up like these bad guys, like the gang in certain parts of the Shire, just to like, because they're like, oh, you're just a bunch of silly hobbits, they don't think they could put up a fight. But obviously, Merry, Pippin, Sam, and Frodo have seen quite a bit of war out there, and Merry and Pippin were just so ready to pick up a sword and fight for the Shire. And they find out once they get once they finally get to the, I guess you could say, the main place where their leader was, it turns out it was Saruman and Wormtongue who like did all this and destroyed the entire place. And basically Saruman wanted to do this as an act of revenge. He was basically like, you destroyed my home, so I'm gonna destroy your home. And I destroyed your home. So Frodo did not want to, everybody was like so ready to kill him, but Frodo just didn't want to spill any more blood. He was just like, vow that you will never come back, like just go and never come back. So as Saruman turns to leave, he tries to stab Frodo, but Frodo like, I guess kind of knew what was gonna happen, and he just like took it out of his hand or tried to save Wormtongue. He was like, you don't have to follow him anymore. It's okay, the battle's won, like you don't have to follow him anymore. Then Saruman starts to laugh, and he's like, why don't you tell him that what happened? And Wormtongue was like, no, and he basically like killed one of their closest friends, and Wormtongue was like, it's only because you told me to. And then Saruman like makes fun of him and he says, "Oh, you always do whatever Sharky tells you to do." You basically calling him a worm, and then he goes, "Now you follow," because he treats him like a dog, and then he kicks him he kicks him as he's groveling. Then Wormtongue rises up and jumps on Saruman and kills him. And before Frodo could even say anything, 3 hobbits shot 3 arrows to Wormtongue and he fell dead. Yeah, that is such a different ending to what happened to Saruman and Wormtongue, because yeah, in the movie I think Saruman just falls to his death from the tower, but yeah, he was given so many chances of redemption, and the thing is, just why they want to, it's like, let me show you mercy, and it's like, no, rid of this guy. Anyways, there are so many different things that happen in the Return of the King book, but yeah, are there any things in the book that you like that weren't in the movies? Or, you know, just let me know what you like and just leave a comment down below. I think it's definitely worth reading. I I sometimes have a hard time getting through books where I've already watched the movie, because you already know what's gonna happen. There's no really like the anticipation. It's like, what? I want to know. But I think definitely like listening to the audiobook and reading it sometimes definitely helped. And of course, rewatching the movies again also helps a lot too. So yeah, I am so glad that I can finally put this video up together for you guys. I just need to edit it. I have mostly everything ready, and yeah, so thank you so much, you guys, for sticking around. I also wanted to show you guys a quick, I wanted to show you guys some artwork that my cousin Katie did.
Wow.
Isn't it adorable? She was like, I wanted to show you my first fan art, and she said, "Oh, you don't have to like say that I made it, but your first fans are always going to be your family, and thank you so much, Katie, for your support and just always hearing comments." And she's like, "I'm like your #1 fan," which I always appreciate that. And you know, this is a growing channel. I have 15 subscribers so far. And I'm just gonna keep trugging along, and hopefully you guys like these videos. Please leave a like and comment and subscribe. My name is Elena. Stay spooky, my friends. Goodbye.